Get your popcorn, get your pussy. What accent was that? I don't even know myself, to be honest. What is up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today we are back on the Crew 2, and today, like I said at the start, this is going to be a long video because we are doing the Coast to Coast New York Hypercar event. This is the event which we're going to go ahead and do. You can see it's really fucking long. It's like 30 minutes. I want to do a quick disclaimer and say that my camera overheats when it records for 30 minutes. So if my camera does go out like 10 or 15 minutes into this video, that's why. But this is what we're going to do today. We're going to do it in my Ford GT, which I've been looking to upgrade for the longest of times. So let's go ahead and enter. Shaniqua, obviously on the motorbike, she mixes and matches with all the disciplines sometimes. This is my Ford GT. I did put the stripes on myself because for some reason, the normal colour it comes in is yellow, but I wanted to give it the launch colour look. So that's the car we're going to be running with. Now get me onto the grid! Right, so here we go. This is going to be the start of a very long ass race. I've got a feeling I'm going to absolutely lose my head while I'm doing this. Right, now my car, I believe, is like 230. The recommended is 210. I've noticed that around this kind of region just basically means that the AI are going to have catch-up like a fucking bitch. But for now, we've gone straight into the lead, and I'm going to turn this down in my headphones because this is literally deafening me. This is what you were hearing. This is what I was hearing. Pretty fucking loud. So this is now the last day of early access before you guys get your hands on the Crew 2. It's actually like, I think, 8 hours or 7 hours from when I'm recording this video, and you guys have got a lot to look forward to. If you have tried to, oh my god, stop crashing. If you have held out and you haven't bought the gold edition, you've got a lot to be looking forward to. I honestly haven't got many bad things to say about this game other than the end game. And that was always a worry after PvP was delayed till December. But, you know, with that being said, like, I'm not going to talk about my first impressions, because I've talked about that elsewhere. I will make another video. Oh my fucking god. How have I managed to fuck it that hard? Oh, and now I'm like last. Come back in! I want all of ya. Every single last one of ya. Janice, you're going to remember my name. Remember my name. I really do miss events like this, like coast to coast events like this. I don't feel like there's enough of them in like modern day racing games. It's not very often in modern day races you will have a race that is actually longer than like 4 or 5 minutes. So events like this, like 30-minute odd races, are really appreciated. The only thing which is a bit annoying is the lack of them, really. There's what, like 2 long races and that's it. I would have liked to see like the return of faction missions or some type of faction mode come back, because, you know, doing 1 or 2 hypercar events that are really long is cool, but I think, like, especially with like touring cars, like doing it in touring cars, that would be awesome as well. This car definitely needs tuning because it's feeling quite boaty at the moment. Boaty. Who lives in a pineapple under the... And another thing about this race specifically, this is my 3rd time doing it now. I did it once with Crown and Jay, and then I did it first in that video, and that was the first time I've ever done it. Obviously, with that video corrupted. So this is the 3rd time I'm doing this race. I wouldn't say I know it because of just how long it is. I don't think anyone can really just like know this course unless you've played it a hell of a lot. But some of the roads and some of the scenery on this like little track just is absolutely amazing. Not to mention that you literally get $250,000 at the end, which is nice as well. It doesn't look like the AI is anywhere to be seen. But with that being said, I am probably going to crash out now, and they will be somewhere to be seen. Right up my ass. Oh, daddy. Oh. Stop it, son. You're hurting me. Yeah, I'm in that kind of weird... Oh, my lord, that is a tree. I'm in that kind of weird period, that weird middle period of... it's too easy to play normal, but it's too hard to play hard because my car isn't upgraded enough. So at the moment, I'm just kind of grinding to get this up to as high as it can be, and I'm also trying to work on my Batman Murcielago, which is it's a work in progress, and I will make a video on it in the future. I was actually planning to stream some of the... I swear to fucking god, I hate these fucking trees. Oh, and look who's back, Neil, dickhead. I don't even like you. What kind of name's Neil?
What kind of name's StraightUpHippo?
Don't talk to me like that, Neil. Another thing about these races compared to the normal 3 to 5 minute races in this game is that it is genuinely an endurance race. Like, this actually takes so much effort and concentration. It's more about keeping your concentration for 30 minutes straight, you know, whilst pushing the car as much as you can, than it is, you know, actually racing good. If you can keep your concentration over someone that can't but does better, that makes no sense. What am I talking about? That's why I need a bit of a rub on the back, a bit of a massage. Massage me, please. It's so weird looking at the top left. We're only 14% through, but it says 6 fucking minutes. Jesus. So tight when you're on here with like 4 in real life players and you're all neck and neck. literally like neck and neck. It becomes absolute manic because like it's so hard to control your car like that in this game. Right, let's switch up the radio station. Right now we're on mild step. I think honestly mild step is my favorite radio station out of all of them so far. The rap station's okay. I like this one, and then I like the BPM one. That's also very nice. But the one which I've been listening to like a bit, like not a lot, but like a bit, is the classical one. My guy Ludwig. Let's get the fucking Ludwig. I swear that was a dance, like a meme in a dance. What was it called? It gets a bit intense when you're like on the mountains and shit and they're right behind you, and next thing you know you got Beethoven bussing some nay on the track. That doesn't even make any sense. If you've understood what I've said there, congratulations. Now we got to switch this up, haven't we really? You're just not doing it for us now. Let's get back into our house. This 4GT is hauling ass. And I ain't talking about like the little ass. I ain't talking about, you know, like,
yo, ain't got no back.
I'm talking the fat juicy ones. You know, the ones that got a bit of extra meat on. You're like, oh, I can have a steak. Yeah. But they give you a bit more than just a steak. You know what I'm saying? What am I fucking talking about? I'm losing my mind! Big back, big breasts. That's what I already fuck with. I'm so glad I bought the 4GT. I was actually thinking about this the other day because, like, obviously the 4GT in this game is classed as a hypercar. And I was thinking, like, is it actually a hypercar? You look on paper, you look at the Nürburgring, you know, lap times and stuff. This is very much a hypercar, but no one really sees it as such. I don't really know why either, because it should be, like, it's a Ford fucking GT, like, it's a pretty highly acclaimed car. I don't know whether it's just because it's Ford, and maybe that's why, but, like, this is, like, definitely a hypercar, but it's never talked in the same vein as, say, something like a P1 is or a LaFerrari is. I like this car. I'm glad I bought it, actually, instead of a LaFerrari, or instead of, like, I know the Aventador's in this class for some reason. That's definitely not a hypercar. I can't wait to see what they have this for the future of this game, but I am still worried for the end game. I can't lie about that. I just can't. I'm worried for the end game. I think Forza is gonna trump the Crew on launch end game stuff. Like the mere fact of leagues coming to Forza is huge. Like for me right now, I'm currently in the kind of process of 100%ing everything. So that's all of the activities for street racing, all of the photo opportunities for everything. And so that's what I'm doing now, and that's going to probably keep me occupied until like Gator Rush. But I know for a lot of other people, that's not going to be the case. I know a lot of people that haven't even bothered, you know, buying the game, and they're going to wait till December when PvP's added. And you know what? I actually can't blame them. This game is amazing in every way, but the one thing which stops it from, you know, going any further than a 7 out of 10 for me is the PvP. And it's just a bit annoying, really, that there isn't much endgame in this game. I don't know why racers struggle with it so much, and I get it. Like, I get they need to make it right, but at the same time, and as much I am having fun on the game, don't get me wrong, like, it's been out for 3 days, and I have over a day's worth of playtime at this point. But, you know, for someone like me who's been playing a lot of solo recently, you know, my friends, we're all on different time zones, we're all working at different times. It would have been nice if they did add, you know, just some type of, even a, you know, a base PvP mode, and then add to it over time. Basically what Need for Speed did with the free roam updates, but just not shit. Don't update it with an emote wheel, preferably. This radio station actually bangs. Like, I know I was joking about it earlier, but it actually does go hard. Yeah, they are absolutely nowhere to be seen. I have crashed a few times. I'm not sure if you guys would see that though, because that probably won't make the cut of the video. I've crashed a few times into traffic cars and stuff, and they are absolutely nowhere to be seen. I'm 6 seconds in the lead. Like, this is a definite win. Brake hard. Dip the nose in. I need help. I need to go to a mental asylum. Yeah, definitely need to tune this car right now. It's a bit too slippery and slidey, and I did snap oversteer it at one point, which was quite annoying. Is that a breakable wall? No, it's not. So I definitely need to tune it, but the great thing about this game is the tuning genuinely makes a difference. Obviously, I mentioned earlier that I'm working on my Batman Murcielago, and I'm going to, again, talk about that later. But, that car stock is a boat. It's now no longer a boat. It's not a boat anymore, funnily enough. I fixed that problem in the tuning, and it genuinely makes such a big difference, and I might have to make a video on that in the future, because at the moment I'm obviously still getting to grips with it, just like you guys. The game's only been out for 3 days. No one can have final impressions about this game after 3 days, not when you've not 100% completed stuff. That's why I do take reviews with a grain of salt. You ever feel like you want to die? But for first impressions, the tuning definitely goes a long way. I do worry though when they add the legendary parts in the next update, how rare those are going to be. I'm struggling to find pink parts at the moment, so Lord knows what it's going to be like when they add fucking gold parts. And there, I kept that. He's right behind me. No! Oh, daddy, stop hurting me. There's honestly so many scenic areas to this map, which like, I haven't actually known it even there till like doing races like this. I really do hope they add more. I hope they add events on a weekly basis, to be honest. Because events, I just can't imagine events like being that hard to add. Don't wall grind. That's a problem. That's a problem. I didn't mean to do it that time. But it's being fixed because, you know, they said the stream was being fixed. So you guys saw how close they were a minute ago. They are now absolutely nowhere to be seen. I'll see you in my review, bitch. Oh, no. The only annoying thing about a lot of this race is it is just highways. There's a lot of sections which aren't, don't get me wrong. And obviously it has to be, fucking a lot of it has to be highway because it's going from one coast to the other coast. But, this is getting a bit boring, to be honest. This is my third time round. That kind of view there, I've seen it 3 times now. It's getting a bit boring. In before some YouTuber does this for the 3rd time and says, that view will never get old. You've got to be a bit crazy in the head to do YouTube. Like, you got to be a bit fucked up to do YouTube, I think. Like, where is this conversation even come from? We weren't even talking about this. Nah, like, I do think you do, you know. I think everyone who's a bit creative is a bit fucked up in the head. Like, genuinely. I can only imagine what Mark Zuckerberg's thinking in his head. He's a robot. I know you don't think, but like, still. Missed it. Oh, I fucking missed it. What are you? Why did you spawn me back here? The game doesn't want me to win. Right, so we've managed to come down from a 7-second lead to like a 1.5-second lead, which is still a pretty strong lead in all fairness, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted from before. I feel like I've messed around with the ABS a bit too much as well, because the brakes just don't seem to want to be wanting to be working. Like, I seem to be like not doing it very well, so I do think I need to mess around with that as well. Little tip for anyone who is using these cars, hypercars specifically, and you want a bit of a tip. Turn the traction control down to about half. I found that's the best kind of middle ground, because obviously like when it's all the way at the top, especially all-wheel drive cars, they tend to understeer loads, so I just turn it to around half and then mess around with the slide help, mess around with even the traction control further if you don't feel like you're getting the best times. And look at me, consumer advice for Hippo, like coming through, doing a ting, boom, fuck off! I want my money! Doesn't even matter if we crash, there's like nothing they can do. 52%! Halfway through. Let's go, baby! Not gonna lie, this is a lot more uneventful than I thought it was gonna be. In the last race, they were really giving me a test, but in this race, he just seems to be chilling behind me. So after 20 and a half minutes, I should say, if you want me to be real specific, I just want to see the motherfucking money. I just want to see the motherfucking money at the end of this race, when all the loot drops on my ass. I want to be like a stripper, clapping it back. Give me that motherfucking loot, boy. Look at the active aero. That is so sick. That is actually so sick. It makes me feel good inside. Wow. Look at that river.
Wowie.
Absolutely insane. They say if you do the same thing over and over again, that is the first sign of insanity. That's not what Vaz said in Far Cry 3, but it's like similar. It's like paraphrase. Paraphrase, paralegic. What do you know? I'm not anemic. I've got the bars, it's quite scenic. We're in the middle of the mountain states. Bitch. I got bars, need for ass, feature, it's happening. Look, we're in the motherfucking desert! I want some dessert. Can I have some dessert, please? I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I actually have no clue what I'm talking about anymore. And we are in Death Valley, I believe? Yes! That's my geography coming into play. The home of the Undertaker. It's a bit mad. When I think of Las Vegas, I think of it like as like kind of like smack bang in the middle, not closer to LA than New York, if that makes sense. And I mean, I don't know why I think that, to be honest, because it is definitely closer to LA than it is New York. And the only reason why I mention that is because we are now 63% in this race. 3 most important things in life are family, money, and pussy. Right, we're gonna go ahead and break early for this. The brakes worked fine there, so I have no clue what's going on. It'd be interesting to know what Ivory has planned to keep us entertained until PvP comes out, because if you guys didn't watch the pre-launch stream, they did a pre-launch stream like a few weeks ago, and they did say they could guarantee to keep us entertained until PvP comes with endgame content. And I'm genuinely interested to see what they have in store, because I don't know. I don't know. I just think it's a very bold statement that is to make. Interesting how they've done the hypercar class in this game. I've noticed hypercars are basically just they're just the normal cars, but with longer races only. Don't think there's one hypercar race that is below 5 minutes. Maybe one that's 3 minutes. All the other races are like anywhere from 10 to 45. It's a bit weird how they've done that. Like I said, a lot of the cars that are in the hypercar class aren't even hypercars. It would have been nice if they just, you know, made everything available in the same class. I feel like they did it just to buff up street racing class in this game, which I don't have necessarily a problem with, but it would have been nice if I could have taken my Murcielago into this and like raced it in this instead. I think the street racing kind of discipline is pretty beefed up as it is anyway. Like drifting, drag racing, street racing, like that's 3 disciplines. That's pretty strong. We are now 73% in this race, and my camera has just come up with the overheating sign. I can't wait to the end of the month when I get paid and I can actually like afford a new graphics card, because that my camera went as soon as I was speaking. Right, we're gonna take a quick intermission while this is doing the shits. Oh fuck. Hopefully my camera doesn't turn off again. It very may well do. I might burn it out. Only got 25% to go now though, which basically means that we're on the last home stretch. This Ford GT is now hauling ass, and to be fair, in the corners is where this car really shines. In a straight line, it's not awfully fast, but if you do get the braking lines right, this thing glides through corners as smooth as a baby's bottom. The only problem I've found is if this car starts to tail and starts to lose control, it is pretty much game over. You've just got to be very careful with the throttle. Traction control does make a big difference. Just driving like this is so much fun. This is the type of roads that the Forza series has been missing for so long. These windy, twisty roads. I still can't really believe the size of this map, to be honest. Isn't it a bit mad how like we got used to the size of the original The Crew? Like, I'm just driving through here now, and this is like polar opposite to where we were a minute ago in Las Vegas. Need to get some friends on here and play this as a group, because this is a good time. Told you, Neil, don't ever mess with my money. Oh shit, Russ is there. Is he just skipped the track? What the hell? I've not seen the AI do that yet. Right, they're actually giving me a room for my money now. Right, you want some, Russ? Let's have it. He's actually getting away. I'm not losing this now. I don't think I'm losing this now. On the brakes. That's what I meant by losing its back end. It does like to slip and slide. That reminded me of that one Black Eyed Peas song. I can't remember what it was called. I like to scream and shout and let it all out. Right, we're going to keep this nice and tight. If I crash, got a feeling I'm probably going to go towards the back of the pack, which would not be a fun time. Look in the corners right now. Oh, this is a fast downhill. Look at this shit. All I need right now is a bit of initial D music, and this would be perfect. Oh my god, I'm slipping and sliding like it's wet. I'm wet. Again, like, this is weird. That guy was in the lead, and now he's absolutely nowhere to be seen. And we are acing this right now. Holy shit. I've still got a lot of learning to do with the physics in this game, but I feel like I'm getting used to it ever so slowly. This Ford GT is going to be the Ford GT that I max out and use in PvP. This is going to be it for sure. Look at that. Look how we're touching the corners right now. Traffic cars. You've got absolutely nothing on me. Glenn, it's Glenn and Russ, man. What are you doing? They're right behind me. The catch up on this fucking, on these AI is absolutely stupid. I keep the speed up and make sure that we don't crash. That's not what we want right now. I'm genuinely concentrating right now to make sure that I'm acing this. I'm making sure I'm using all of the road like an F1 driver. I'm basically Ayrton Senna. Oh, what did I even hit then? Oh, you little shit. What did I even hit then to do that? There wasn't even a rock there. I went silent then because I was actually concentrating, trying to make sure I could clip the apex. Next thing you know, I clipped a fucking, I don't know what, a rabbit. Hebbish dead. Right, brake hard. We've got to catch up with those two relatively promptly. And the lucky thing about my car is it's higher than the recommended level, so I don't have any worries about catching up with them. It's just staying there now. Like this! Look on the outside. Boom! This Ford GT is really starting to grow on me, to be honest. I didn't really like it when it first got announced, but nowadays, I don't know. I'm really liking this car. I might have to see what it looks like in just black. I think this car would look really nice in just black. Glenn, oh my god, leave me alone. The sun's setting on me. 93%. 35 minutes through this race. We've got a 3-second lead. We actually are hoarding ass a bit, to be fair. I swear to god, traffic calls. What are they aiming for me? What are you doing? Oh, now Glenn and Russ are back. Fuck off. Right, it seems like the rest of this race is just highway. If that is the case, we're going to have this in the big finish. We can see the finishing line in sight. We are only 1.5 bit miles away. Shower me in loot. Watch it give me loot that's actually worse than what I have currently. That's happened to me a few times. And as we are on the Golden Gate Bridge, I believe this is the Golden Gate Bridge. I might be wrong. We are now across the line. That didn't actually take as long as I thought it was going to. That might have been the fastest run I've had on this race. 37 minutes. I don't know if that was 37 minutes, to be honest. And we got all the loot. Tires, gearbox, ECU, suspension, tires, and motor core, and brakes, and exhaust. Fucking hell, does it? Right, most annoying thing about that race is that 2 of the parts were cosmetics, and we got duplicates. That is literally the same part twice. That one's alright, I guess. That is the same part twice again, okay? Yeah, I was pretty disappointed, to be honest. That wasn't the greatest loot, but we did get a lot of motherfucking money! And that is the most important thing, to make sure that we are banking that cake. So with that being said, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this relatively long video. This is going to end up being a long video just because of the nature of it. If you want to see another one, make sure to go ahead and let me know down in the comment section down below. That's it from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to go ahead and hit the like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys have been awesome. Stay safe, and peace.